only in Japan would you expect to find a unique style of hotel called ryokan, where the guest gets to experience that Japanese culture and tradition. But if you drive down the east coast of Tasmania, you may just get a taste of Tokyo by the sea.
Kabuki by the Sea is located close to the seaside village of Swansea, about an hour and a half's drive north of Hobart. Its dramatic location, all alone on a cliff above a rock-lined beach, seems to add to the Japanese feel. The accommodation isn't completely ryokan, so you won't have to sleep on a futon on the floor or share a public bathroom. The 5 cottages are themed with Japanese decorations, and each room has its own kitchenette, living area and bathroom. The rooms aren't big, but what they lack in size, they make up for in the view. The beach gets fed by cold currents straight from Antarctica, so the swimming's not great, but it's a nice spot to sit, reflect and think about lunch. Kabuki by the Sea started out 11 years ago as a Japanese restaurant serving Tasmanian fare with Japanese flair, and you'll still find co-founder Michi Nakanishi cooking up a storm in the kitchen.
So how are you finding the produce down here in Tasmania, the seafood?
It's actually, Tasmania is a wonderful place to have the seafood. Seafood is absolutely gorgeous.
What have we got here then?
This one is squid, actually. Squid and prawn and then mussels in it. I'm just making a squid dishes, actually.
After spending a bit of time in the kitchen, I discovered that the immaculate presentation of Japanese food isn't that easy to achieve.
Just look this one, just follow this.
Yes.
Okay, just already inside.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Gone. That's fine. That's fine. And then just press properly.
So Mitsui, how do you think I went? How was the
Actually, the sushi roll is not that difficult, but if you do that a few times, maybe 4 or 5 times, practice, it should be okay.
I can open up my own restaurant.
I don't think so.
If presentation is anything to go by, then you can't beat this food or that view. And I think he was right. Well, we're a little bit messy.
Kabuki by the Sea is near Swansea, about 1.5 hours north of Hobart. It's open daily for lunch and for dinner Fridays and Saturdays. Cottages start at $160 per couple, including continental breakfast.
When I think of Tasmania, it conjures up thoughts of snow-capped mountains, howling sea breezes, freezing cold water. And the last thing I would have expected to find is long stretches of sandy white beach. And it'd probably take me a couple of days to have a look around and see what else I could discover. But after speaking to the locals, they've suggested a way where I can do it in half the time and have twice the fun.
The crew at Freycinet Sea Charters are the people to see to explore one of the most spectacular locations in Tasmania, Coles Bay. You can join the appropriately named Harbour Blaster for a 2-hour, half or full-day cruise to a number of awesome locations. I'm taking the Isle de Folks cruise with owner Duncan Sinclair for a high-powered ocean adventure.
Here we are, we've got the common and bottlenose dolphins in this area.
How often do you see these, Duncan?
We see them probably on about 80% of our trips out in the bay. There's a lot of seals around as well. We get some humpback whales this time of year.
They normally follow the boat?
Yeah, they'll play alongside. They're quite good. If they're feeding, they'll tend to be a little less vigorous. But most of the time, they'll play right up alongside, come up and even turn on their side and look at you.
There are over 200 horsepower propelling the Harbour Blaster, and with perfect conditions like today, we arrive at our first destination in no time at all.
Welcome to White Rock, everyone.
Now, what's the other name for this rock?
Isle de Folk, or White Rock, because of the amount of seal droppings on the rock, basically. Anything up to 1,000 fur seals live here at any one time. It's not actually a breeding colony, although you will see quite a few young seals. However, they breed in another area of Tasmania.
That little baby one at the top there. Look at how small he is.
The best thing about travelling on the Harbour Blaster is that its size doesn't intimidate the wildlife, and it's agile enough to let us venture deep inside the caves.
Pretty spectacular cave in here, large enough to take the boat right inside.
Well, this is Shooting Island, and one of the many bays that you can pull into for a bit of change of pace and a change of scenery. We've seen a bit of wildlife. Now Duncan's going to take us on a bit of a history lesson.
All right, let's go and have a look at it then. All right, here we are at Crockett's Bay on the other side of Shooting Island. It's a beautiful little spot. It's hard to believe that up to 300 people used to live here at one stage. They had a coal, a tin and a silver mine on the island. And they also had a farm on the western half. They finished operations here and everything's been taken away. They joined it back into the National Park in 1973. And since then, the regeneration's been fantastic. You can hardly tell there's been a soul on the island.
Our final destination is also the most spectacular.
All right, here we are in beautiful Wineglass Bay. It's beautiful white beaches because of the pure silica that leaches out of the granite mountains around here.
Yeah, it's a pretty good beach, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a beautiful spot.
Reckon it'll be the best one on the East Coast?
I'd say it's the best one on the East Coast. It's been voted in the top 10 beaches in the world, so...
Freycinet Sea Charters operates in Coles Bay, about 2 hours northeast of Hobart. They run a number of tours on 2 different vessels starting at $55 per person, and they operate all year round.